How do you know when you've done enough for the day and should stop working on your business? I have very low tolerance at this point. Lunchtime. No, in all seriousness, the third column here, see these two stickers here? You'll be able to see in the background where my finger is. That's my today column. And I pull, and it's only got space for two post-it notes. So at the start of every day, I look at my ready column and I okay, given what I've got for the day, because you've got a pretty good idea of what's coming up. You know, you may be working, you may be doing a 9 to 5, so you've only got half an hour at lunch to work on your business or whatever it happens to be, or you've got to go out for a meeting, or you've got a bunch of Skype consulting. So who knows, right? But you have a good idea. You look at your calendar and you look at what's realistic. So I pull no more than 2 tickets and put them into my today column. And I make sure that if I'm pulling them out into today column, I've got every intention of doing them. And here's the great thing. Regardless of all the things that happen and you have to deal with during the day and emails and all those things that pop up, if I've done those 2 tickets, I know I've moved my business forward for the day and I can be satisfied with that day. Okay. And you can give if you've got 2 important tickets and you're done, then you've got a choice at that point. You can kick back and play Clash Royale, or you can pull another ticket from the ready column and say, hey, okay, I've got time for today. But rather than most people deal with the option, they're like a to-do list, and there's a never-ending thing. You can't make a dent in it. That's by very nature of their to-do list. You've got literally dozens, hundreds of items on this to-do list. So even if you do 2 things, it looks like you've done nothing. Visually, your brain goes, oh, geez, I've just done nothing. Whereas this way, by limiting, the WIP, they call it in Kanban, the work in progress, by limiting that, you actually achieve way more. It sounds strange, but the more you limit yourself, the better the better you work, the more fun you have, the more productive you are, the more you get done. As I say, it's really counterintuitive, but it actually works really well. And I find particularly for people who have day jobs, in fact, I was answering a question in the Achiever Formula Facebook group this morning. They were saying, well, I work 9 to 5, and when I've got that spare 10 minutes, what do I do? And I said, well, if you're working during the day, then before you head off to work, you look at your board and you say, well, okay, I'm working for the man 9 to 5, so I'll just have to do whatever I have to do. But maybe you have 1 ticket in there, which is maybe a 10-minute free writing session. So if you do have a 10 minutes, you don't have to think about it. The problem most people have is they spend all their time thinking about what I should do, and then they look at the to-do list, and of course they see these lines and lines and lines of things, and they just get overwhelmed, right? What happens when you have a whole bunch of choices? You make no choice. Whereas this way, with a Kanban board, right, okay, I know, look, my day is a write-off, but if I do have 10 minutes, I'm going to do this 10-minute free writing session to plan my next blog article, for example, as one thing. That's the power of this methodology. So that you've got one thing, and if you do that, you move that forward. Because, let's face it, entrepreneurs can be super manic depressive. I would coach private clients, and one week they would be super up because they perceive that they got a whole bunch done, and the next week they'd be, business suicidal, thinking that they suck at business and they suck at everything because their perception was they didn't have anything to do. Because they didn't have a visual record of what they actually did, we forget all the non-mandatory stuff that we do. It's only stuff that's high emotional resonance we remember. And typically, of course, what has the most high emotional resonance? Pain, right? So we usually remember all the bad stuff that happens. And if you've got a 9 to 5 and you're trying to build something on the side, then that's the problem that you have, right? You get into this loop of, oh, I suck. Oh, I've had a horrible week, etc., etc., etc.